All right. So the Thunderbolts trailer came out today, which your boy said, and people were doubting me. And then Daniel RPK said it, and you guys were like, okay, Daniel, even though I said it first. But I'll forgive y'all. So, anyways, I was thinking that we need to talk about essentially every character in the Thunderbolts and where they're at right now currently. And then obviously over time, we'll build up more and whatnot. But for right now's video, I think we should dive into essentially where are these characters and what's going on with them. Okay. So obviously, let's start off with Alexi. Alexi, the Red Guardian, aka the father of Natasha and Yelena. Sad. Obviously, it seems like his wife left him. He's in his house. He's depressed. He's down. It seems like all these characters are really depressed. You know, Yelena's trying to find her way in life. Bucky doesn't really know what to do. He's kind of like an undercover, oh my god, I forgot what they're called. Like, he's in the House of Representatives. Alexi just seems like he's quit doing what he does, what he loves. You got Ghost and you got Taskmaster, who really aren't in anything. But I think another thing that I want to talk about is essentially John Walker. Now, John Walker was one of my more favorite characters of Falcon and Winter Soldier and just of the MCU. He's a very interesting character who essentially was played by the government. They used him for a long time and then they kind of threw him away like trash. And I love this post right here. Fall of a Hero, the John Walker story. Few have fallen further from grace than the putative heir to the mantle of Captain America, John Walker. Not long ago, Walker was thrust into the public consciousness with all the fanfare Washington could muster. Get notifications for up-to-dates on this story. And essentially, you know, it's just the news pretty much talking about him, slandering him and whatnot. He's sitting in his room with his kid crying. We don't know if his wife left him. But I do love the scruffy beard. I love how he looks more menacing. He looks more adult-like. I'm hoping he throws some different words in there. Maybe he's the one F-bomb. I would love it. We also got to say that, you know, Ghost and Taskmaster. I think Taskmaster's mask is very improved. It kind of looks like Casey from Ninja Turtles. And Ghost, I don't like. It just looks like an AI robot. But I think both characters are going to be super cool. I feel like, you know, they're both going to do well because obviously there's going to be a fight where Ghost and Taskmaster are going to take on the Sentry. I do love the way that they introduce Bob, and the line directly above Bob is that there are good guys and that there are bad guys. Pretty much essentially hinting at the fact that there is the Sentry and then there is the Void, his alter ego that comes out when, you know, the more Sentries around, the more the Void is pushing and trying to get out. But we've also been told that not only is the Void its personality in this, but the Void is also its own dimension, and it's going to be this other area, and I'm assuming that's how Bob is going to die. He's going to go in there in order to stop it because he's going to be the only one to be able to stop it. If you don't know who Bob is, in the comics, Bob was a drug addict who drank the super soldier serum. It's pretty much Captain America's super soldier serum, like times 1,000, and it essentially gave him all these abilities like molecule manipulation, you know, super strength, super speed, all these things. Just if you've seen a character in the MCU or the Marvel Comics, he's better than them. He stood toe-to-toe with Worldbreaker Hulk. He beat the Molecule Man. He beat Absorbing Man. You know, he ripped Ares in half. Like, he's done everything. I mean, we're not going to talk about Noel because obviously it wasn't written properly, or they would have known that Sentry essentially cannot die. If he dies, he just comes back, you know? But there is that. I do like the details we get to see on his belt buckle and then also on his boots. We also got to see this, where pretty much it shows us the different S's that he was going to wear, like his belt buckle, and how they kind of settled on that one at the bottom, and also how they went for different hairstyles. Now, my buddy Syrian Geek Vibes, or Lue, went on to say that it's kind of like Homelander when he's really not. The whole point of this movie, which you actually kind of hear about it right here, is when Yelena says, you know, so someone wants us gone, and she mentions, you know, like stealing from the government, you know, a hit person, you know, bunch of different things. And essentially what's happening is Val gets her group of Suicide Squad, aka the Thunderbolts, and sends them to retrieve Bob, who is a test subject in another country who they're building super soldiers. Now, obviously with that, they're sending them and they know they're not going to come back. That's the whole thing. If they do, cool. If they don't, no harm, no foul. They just need to essentially catch Bob in some way, shape, or form if they can. Now, another part was really cool. That was when Yelena was actually looking at the document on the table. We actually saw this, which I posted earlier. Essentially, it's the Watchtower. And essentially what the Watchtower is it's the home and headquarters of Sentry, situated in Midtown Manhattan, just off of Columbus Circle. The space was a tall tower and a set of black crossing fins, with a large golden sphere set in the top. The Watchtower was supervised by an artificial intelligence, aka an AI, CLOC or clock, who maintained a watch over the world's communications and alerted the Sentry to major emergencies. Now, one thing I'm hoping we kind of learn in the Sentry or in Thunderbolts is I'm hoping they talk about possibly like other test subjects that failed or that died, and kind of hint at there was a Sentry run where he had like sidekicks. He had a dog and he had a buddy. I can't remember what the buddy's name was, but he had one arm, and the Sentry ends up killing him later on when he merges into the Ultimate Sentry. But there's so much going on. I mean, obviously I'm going to start reading back up on the Sentry. It's been a minute, but I'm super excited. Obviously, also, Bucky is playing undercover, and he's going through the government. So I'm just super excited for this. Honestly, you can see where Bob starts to change right there when they're shooting at him with the bullets. And this movie is promising. That's all I'm going to say. So with that being said, quick review of the Thunderbolts review trailer. Just some pointed out details I saw and some different little cool things that I noticed. Also, Loki's scepter was shown. Obviously, the stone is not in there, but the scepter's there, which was kind of cool. As always, let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.